planning and goal setting in many ways is nothing more than a giant mathematical equation. The same type of problem solving we learned in grade school we can often use effectively as adults today. Let me know if you remember ever working on a problem such as this. Jack walked from Albany to Saratoga. It took 1 hour and 25 minutes to walk from Albany to Troy. Then it took 25 minutes to walk from Troy to Saratoga. Jack arrived in Saratoga at 2:45 p.m. So at what time did he leave Albany? So here's a strategy to solving this mathematical equation. First, you have to understand what it is you need to find. And then second, you have to figure out how to solve the problem. Well, in this scenario, you can work backwards from the time Jack reached Saratoga. Subtract the time it took him to walk from Troy to Saratoga. Then subtract the time it took him to walk from Albany to Troy. The third and final step is to simply solve the equation. We know Jack started at 2:45, so we subtract 25 minutes and it took him to go from Albany to Troy. Now it's 2:20, and then subtract 1 hour and 25 minutes from Albany to Troy. Now you know that Jack left Albany at 12:55 p.m. because you worked backwards. So now let's put this in terms that will help you figure out what you need to do today to create this type of working backwards scenario. Okay, so your goal is to sell 50 widgets this month. There are 20 work days in the month, and you sell 1 widget to every 4 people that you meet with. In order to meet with 4 people, you need to make 40 prospecting calls. So now step 1 is to review what you need to find. The answer is how many calls it will take today in order to meet my quota to ultimately sell 50 widgets for the month. Step 2 is to figure out how to solve this. We now know we're going to work backwards. And then step 3 is just do the math. So 50 widgets divided by 20 work days this month is 2.5 widgets per day. So if you close 1 out of 4, then you'll need to meet with 10 people. In order to meet with 10 people, you'll need to make 100 prospecting calls. So in this scenario, how do you sell 50 widgets in a 20-day work month? Well, working backwards tells us that it's by making 100 calls each and every day. So yesterday, Todd talked to you about the only way to eat an elephant is by taking 1 bite at a time. Well, same goes for us when it comes to planning and goal setting. You can't focus all of your energy on the first day of the month on that big number of 50 widgets. You'll become overwhelmed by that number. But you can focus on making 100 calls each day. Or better yet, break it down even further and take 4 1-hour blocks of your 8-hour day to make just 25 calls in that 1-hour block. Look at your weekly, monthly, or annual goals. Take that big number and you do the math backwards today. Replace widgets with whatever you want to accomplish and break down your goals into bite-sized pieces.